Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts89. Well, another day, another disaster from the James Gunn Superman press tour. We're getting pretty close to release now, just a few days away. And this is more of an issue with the film in general. Basically, there's been a leak, some reviews, or at least one review that's getting a lot of attention, has come out before the embargo. I'm not sure exactly when the embargo ends, but this video, apparently it was a review that was put up by accident and taken down right away, but people saw it, they copied it, people are watching it, it's a thing. But some reviewer came out and said this film is awful, this film is trash, this film is an absolute misfire, this film is silly and stupid and cringy, and it's going to totally derail any attempt at bringing back the DC. It's not the film that's going to launch 1,000 goodwill viewings from other people. It's not going to make people go, wow, I need to see all these new DC movies because this whole DC universe is so great. Because people are arguing that the film wouldn't make a lot of money because of DC's track record and so forth. And there are people like John Campea and Robert Meyer Burnett who are saying, well, the film doesn't need to make a bunch of money, it just needs to create goodwill, so then everyone goes and watches the next film and the next film, and it helps to build DC up again. And I don't think executives will look at it that way, and shareholders won't care about any of the long-term plan, because they never do. And that's something you do need to look at, the overall franchise and the long-term plan they need to focus on, like they did when they were building Marvel. They were very smart about that. DC wasn't as smart trying to recreate that. But yeah, it's just a negative review. It basically just says it's bad, it's cringe, it's lame, and people are not going to come back for more. So you're not going to get a lot of review views, and you're not going to get new people coming back, not have people coming for the next film, because they will have watched this and gone, ugh, this is cringe. This is, really beneath me. It's just really kiddie humor and just silly and a joke, and you're laughing at the characters, you're laughing at the in-jokes. It's looking at it from the outside as something absurd. So that element is really hurting the film, apparently, which is what we've been saying the whole time, that James Gunn doesn't really get superheroes, doesn't like them, and most of his films and his more successful portrayals have been to parody and make fun of the whole superhero genre and the characters, and that's what he's done with Peacemaker. That's what he should be doing, something like that, but he shouldn't be doing something like Superman, which is a positive portrayal of superheroes. It's aspirational, it's something people value and really care about, whereas he's just sort of making fun of it. So, because he just doesn't get it. And he thinks he's a fan, but there are people who watch shows and TV, movie and all that, and just laugh at it because they think they're above it and they're looking down at it, but they find that entertaining. So they think they're fans because, I'd like to watch that show and laugh at how stupid it is. That's not a fan, and that's sort of the James Gunn level. So yeah, this review leaked, everyone's talking about it, but it's a negative review, and the assumption is that, well, all the reviews that haven't been out yet because of the embargo will be like this. But it could just be one hater, and it might not have been an accident that it was released for like a few minutes so it could get out there. But it may be a real review, and it may be that this film is as bad as people are saying, and that it is just James Gunn having this warped idea of what superheroes are and what people want to see, because they need to build up the brand. And if this film doesn't do really well, people won't come back. And like I said, Warner Brothers and that are going to care about money. There are people who are saying, oh, they don't care, this film is like a throwaway film to set up the whole franchise, and it's going to be the other films they make the money out of. And I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen, number one, but even if it did, that's just not the way you run a business. You don't create something to lose money, so maybe you make money on future projects which you don't even know what the quality of them is. So just as a strategy, it's not good. And as a reality, I don't think people are just going to ignore this film losing hundreds of millions of dollars, because if it costs like almost $300 million to make, and it's got like a $200 million marketing campaign, it's got to make well over $1 billion. I think 1.1 billion was what I estimated, based on some of the estimates of the budget and everything. There's no way it's going to make money. The other Superman films only made $600-700 million, I think. So they would have made as much money keeping Cavill and doing another Superman film, a standalone Superman film, as they are going to get through trying to reboot and rebrand the whole thing from scratch, which no one really wants, because people are already in and they're attached to the actors and that, and you could have lost Snyder and that whole thing, because there are all these people saying, oh, if you criticise the new film, you're automatically a Snyder bro. And like I said, I didn't really like the tone of those films. I liked the portrayal of Superman and Henry Cavill, but I didn't actually like the films themselves. So I do want to see a change, but this is complete opposite of a direction, wrong direction. Snyder was just a bit off, and they could have course corrected that and stayed within the same universe with the same actor and everything. So this is too much, and that's what one of the things that the review's saying that's out there. And a lot of people saying, see, they're just trying to hold back these films with whatever you call it, an embargo. But once they get out there, the secret's going to be out and this film's going to be doomed. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen. It's not going to make enough money, and I think that is going to count to the people upstairs more than some reviewers think.